As we discuss perfectionism, I would be remiss if I did not mention how perfectionist tendencies can impact long term relationships. Perfectionism can significantly impact long term relationships in a variety of ways. It can be both negative or positive. It just depends on how the perfectionism is manifesting and how it's managed in a relationship. So, here are some ways that perfectionism can impact or affect a long term relationship. Unrealistic expectations, right there at the top of the list. Perfectionists often hold themselves to extremely high standards, like super high, that even they rarely achieve, right? Even if the individual is competent. And so that can create stress and anxiety for that person in the relationship. They also generally fear making mistakes or showing vulnerability, and that can lead to a lack of openness and authenticity in that relationship. Perfectionists generally impose their high standards on the people around them, especially those that are closest to them, namely in this case their partner, and they begin to expect them to meet that same unrealistic criteria, leading to disappointment, frustration, and conflict when that partner inevitably falls short. There can also be challenges in communication. Perfectionists may avoid discussing their thoughts or needs, their feelings, or mistakes out of fear of criticism or rejection, which can hinder effective communication and problem solving in the relationship. It can have a critical communication style because of the overarching mindset of perfection. Those that operate in those tendencies may also communicate in a critical and demanding way, or being hyper focused on what's wrong in the relationship rather than what's right, which can create tension and resentment in that relationship over time. There can also be control issues, right? Perfectionists have control issues and they often have a strong desire for control, wanting everything to be done their way. And this can lead to a lack of flexibility and a lack of compromise, which are essential for healthy relationships. Partners may feel controlled or micromanaged, leading to frustration and a sense of being undervalued or untrusted. This can all cause emotional distress. The constant pressure to be perfect can create anxiety and stress, affecting both the perfectionist and their counterpart. And this stress can spill over into the relationship, leading to irritability, emotional withdrawal, or even that relationship fizzling out or burnout. Perfectionists may have a harsh inner critic, so that leads to low self esteem and a constant need for reassurance, and that can be a burden on the partner and create a dynamic where one person is always seeking validation and the other person is always having to give it. The fear of vulnerability can lead perfectionists to keep an emotional distance, making it hard for the partner to feel close or connected, and this lack of intimacy can erode the foundation of trust and emotional bonding in a relationship. Perfectionism can also impact physical intimacy. The perfectionist may feel inadequate or overly self conscious about their body or their appearance, reducing spontaneity and enjoyment for both partners in that relationship. There can also be difficulties in resolving conflict in these relationships. Perfectionists may avoid conflicts because they see them as a sign of imperfection or may overreact when conflicts do arise, feeling personally attacked or blaming themselves excessively. Their desire for things to be perfect or just right can make them less adaptable in resolving conflicts. They might insist on solutions that meet their ideal standards rather than seeking any compromise or consideration of their partner's perspective. There can also be impact on the partner's well-being. So living with a perfectionist can be hard. It can be really stressful for the partner who may feel like they're constantly being judged or never quite good enough. And this stress can lead to a level of resentment, withdrawal, or even feelings of inadequacy. Partners may feel that their efforts are never enough or that they're not appreciated for who they are, but rather for how well they meet the perfectionist standards. To end on a positive note, there can be a positive impact on relationships in that in some cases the perfectionist drive for excellence can positively influence the relationship, motivating both partners to grow and improve if the perfectionist tendencies are balanced with empathy, compassion, understanding. They can create a dynamic where both partners are striving for the best versions of themselves. Perfectionists may also bring a level of commitment to high standards in that relationship, for that relationship, working hard to keep the relationship strong, organized, and fulfilling for both parties. And if these high standards are not imposed rigidly and allow for flexibility, mutual respect, they can contribute to a healthy, thriving partnership. There has to be a balance with the perfectionism to mitigate the negative impacts of perfectionism on the long-term relationship. It's important for both partners to recognize that these tendencies are happening and work towards that balance. Open communication, empathy, compassion, flexibility, and seeking professional support when needed, like couples therapy, can help manage perfectionism and help them maintain a healthy, strong, long-term, supportive, loving relationship. And as I always say, while I am a licensed professional, I might not be your licensed professional. So use this information as education for yourself and seek out professional care if you in your area if you need further assistance. See you in the next video.